Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Famous Face Reacts. Thanks for the likes, comments and subscribes. As you can see, we're growing, we're doing really well. Some of these videos are, so keep it up guys. I'm very impressed. If you haven't liked, comment and subscribe, now's the time to do that. I'll give you a few seconds, not long. Now without further ado, let's get on with the video. It's a creepy one, it's a scary one. Hope you enjoy.
It keeps peeking in here, help me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the hell? Ain't nobody in the other room. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, my pistol's in the other room. I can't do it.
Is anyone else thinking the same thing as me? That looks like a dog.
What in the hell is that? Oh my gosh. It keeps... Hello? What do you need? I don't even know who you are. This house is haunted. There's something in the other room. Look at that. What is that?
So what you guys reckon that could be? A dog or a human? What do you guys reckon? Strange though. I wouldn't want to be seeing that through my window.
The subterranean realms, it's everywhere. The cave systems are everywhere. And when you find these really big mound, pyramidal, castle-like complexes, I guarantee you there is a subterranean element to it. But the Cahokia St. Louis complex, remember, they said that as they excavated all these mounds, not only on the St. Louis side, but also in Indiana, that they were all connected underground. And that as they got deeper, they'd keep breaking into these caverns and that they connected with the mountains. Imagine how much of that castle was buried, like the rock wall in Texas that we've talked about, or the Great Wall in Mississippi. They go 60 feet or more and they don't find the bottom of these walls. Again, the idea of who came before the Native Americans, or quote the Aborigines of America. You ask them, especially a lot of these books written in the 1800s again, they tell you that there was a very advanced civilization that was all but completely destroyed or wiped from the map, and that the remnants of this civilization were giants, and that there were good giants and that there were evil giants, and the evil giants, the red-headed cannibal giants, they fought with and slowly destroyed.
That's quite interesting. We know that castles have underground tunnels, so I wouldn't be surprised if all big monuments and so forth have tunnels underneath them.
This is Orion, our first fully functioning prototype, and if I do say so, the most advanced glasses the world has ever seen. Now, about a decade ago, I started putting together a team of the best people in the world to build these glasses. You know, not a headset, no wires, less than 100 grams. They need wide field of view, holographic displays, sharp enough to pick up details, bright enough to see in different lighting conditions.
Why is everyone laughing at that? That's not even a funny joke.
Large enough to display a cinema screen or multiple monitors for working wherever you go, whether you're in a coffee shop or on a plane or wherever you are. And you need to be able to see through them. And people need to be able to see through them too and make eye contact with you. Where this isn't pass-through. This is the physical world with holograms overlaid on it. So if someone messages you, you will see that. And instead of having to pull out your phone, there will just be a little hologram, and with a few subtle gestures, you can reply without getting pulled away from the moment. Or if you want to be with someone who is far away, they're going to be able to teleport as a hologram into your living room, as if they're right there with you. You're going to be able to tap your fingers and bring up a game of cards or chess or holographic ping pong or whatever it is that you want to do together. You can work or play or whatever.
What did the James Webb Telescope detect heading towards Earth?
From Gitbook.io. The James Webb Telescope had spotted an armada of alien ships heading toward Earth at near light speed.
that fireworks or what? Yo, that's weird. Because at first I thought it was fireworks. And then I thought, hold on. I haven't seen fireworks like that really. I haven't got no idea what that is. I haven't got a clue. If you guys got any evidence or information, you can tell me what that is. Let me know in the comments.
I just pulled up to a house for a showing, and this house was built in like the 1920s. And as soon as I opened the door, I just got this awful feeling about it. Like, I'm gonna show you. I don't even want to go inside. But hold on and I'll show you. Absolutely not. I'm going to be hiding in the car and waiting for my clients with the doors locked.
They said they were going to replicate the Eiffel Tower, which they couldn't, but there's the Eiffel Tower, and it's funny because there's actually 25 Eiffel Towers across the realm, but here's some more towers, here's some more buildings. These were all buildings which used to be on the realm, but were either destroyed or allegedly not created. This is the great one, this egg one. I mean, this is just a work of art when you think about it. As these genocides took place, and as people got illnesses, and they came down with epidemics of smallpox, and then they had the stock market crash, and then they had fires, and then they had floods, and they had hurricanes, they would reset a town and reset a country, and then they'd bring new people in, and then they'd brainwash those people. And then they would keep doing this on repeat until they have all the people believing the narrative. And this has happened many times in history. When you look at the whole stock market crash and the whole things that took place, these are orchestrated by people who hold the money. And when we think about the 1800s, there's a lot of people, or I should say not a lot of people, there's a very few people holding the money, and there's a very few people holding all of the infrastructure. They got all the banks, and they got all the transportation, they got all the oil, they got the educational system, got the medical, and all these.
Whoa. Now, that is not a theory that's too far-fetched. When you think about it, tell me what you think in the comments on that. Is that how they're resetting humanity? That's a strange one.
This is the sick truth behind the brand Balenciaga. Let's start with their disgusting ad campaign, and no, I'm not worried about the devil drawing on the top right. What I am worried about is the caution tape on the bottom left that misspells Balenciaga B-A-A-L. If we search up B-A-A-L, we get King Baal, who in the Bible, if you sacrificed your firstborn child to him, you would get riches in return, as stated in Jeremiah 19:5. Kim Kardashian wore this tape as an outfit, and it looks like she's no stranger to King Baal.
She goes Balenciaga. Balenciaga. I'm a baller.
This is Lada Volkova, who is the chief stylist of Balenciaga, and it looks like she's into some really sick things.
Now, we all know name brand clothing are named after gods. For example, Nike, that's a Greek god. Adidas, that's a Greek god. Balenciaga, bloody hell, man. You know who Baal is. So I wouldn't be surprised. That might be worth looking into. I might have to see what kind of name brands and how they relate to gods. That's a creepy one. Especially like Baal, they're kind of, you know.
27, Universal Pictures came out with the spinning globe as their logo, and no one had been to space to see what the Earth was until 1972, when the first photo was taken, and it happens to match perfectly.
Most doctors don't know what they see you for 4 minutes, they give you a lifelong diagnosis based off that 4-minute evaluation, and then they just manage your symptoms, and they don't have a cure for what's going on, and they call that medicine.
Hollywood is going to die in the next 20 years because of that. What's always worked is great movies, and we're not doing that anymore.
What did change?
Streaming. 80s, great stories. 90s, great stories. Early 2000s, no more great stories, because the pipe went from here to here. They want the money. The machine of Hollywood wants the money, not the art, not the quality film like Jerry Maguire. They don't want that. They used to, but that generation's, those, you know, that decade of those storytelling is gone. The next time a guy like comes along with a beautiful Jerry Maguire, they're gonna go, Where's Barbie? Why can't the kid who's the son of the guy playing Jerry Maguire hold a Barbie? Because, you know, we have certain paid advertisements, and if they click on the Barbie, look at all the MCU. Just Robert Downey Jr. now will go from being Iron Man to Mr. Dr. Doom. Isn't there somebody else that could play Dr. Doom, Patrick? I bet you there is, but the system feeds itself. They will tell the MCU audience, Robert Downey Jr. is the best Dr. Doom. And you know what they're going to do?
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, what about this unknown actor in this great film that won the Audience Choice Awards at the Sundance Film Festival, and it reflects all the wonderful stuff we thought about Jerry Maguire. You know what Hollywood's going to say to that? Kill him.
This one actually kind of looks like you. I don't see it. The freak? Its eyes moved. I'm serious, dude. The little figurine's eyes moved. Why are you always messing with me?
Alright, so this video was filmed in Shenzhen, China, and it shows 8,100 drones flying simultaneously, which actually broke a world record, a new Guinness World Record, for the most drones flying in synchronicity like that in a pattern. The thing I want people to think about in reference to that video is like what the potential military applications could be for 8,100 drones flying around simultaneously that fast. Because the implications of that are pretty large. Like, think about, who's to say you can't fly 8,100 drones around a $13 billion aircraft carrier, like the USS Gerald Ford, for example. You know, the only thing I could foresee being capable of defending against that would be some sort of jamming array that blocks all signals across the entire spectrum and cutting off all signals coming into them, but also cutting off any signals like in a bubble around them. That's the only thing I could think about, because it's likely that they wouldn't be using wired technology, because there's no way you could have that many drones flying around each other with wires, because they'd get all tangled up and crash. So jamming and electromagnetic spectrum jamming equipment will definitely end up being, you know, the types of things that people are going to want to see.
With that said, how do we know that all these alien spacecrafts aren't literally drones? If they can do this at that level, imagine what they could do, what they don't tell us. Dangerous stuff.
Selling these for $20,000. And I have a friend, MG, he goes by, who is selling them for, you know, a couple $100 a piece. And I have a bunch of them I can show you. But this one I preloaded with something cool that you'll appreciate. Okay. So this is a charger that will work. I could hand this to you and say, hey, here's my charger, man, or replace yours, right? You bring this home, it could act like a charger forever, but as soon as this plugs in, inside of this tiny little plastic right here, inside of this is a Wi-Fi chip, a mini computer, and this thing emulates a keyboard and can type at 860 characters per second. So what I'll do is, because I'm sure you don't want me to plug this into your computer, right?
I don't.
So,
anybody want to buy this for $50?
Okay, here's a really weird question. If someone very close to you died, would you bring them back with AI? Because that's now possible. So they're named Deadbots, terrifying, and you can buy one right now from dozens of Chinese companies and even funeral homes. Yes, that's right. So let's say your mom dies. You would send these companies videos, images, and voice clips of her and describe to them very important core memories. Then these companies, like Silicon Intelligence, turn that information into a hyper-realistic AI deepfake that you can speak to anytime you like. For example, this guy regularly video calls a digital clone of his dead mother. He even said, I do not treat it as a digital person, I truly regard it as a mother. Not the healthiest sounding thing I've ever heard. And you can even go one step further, because for the most realistic experience of keeping your loved ones alive forever, kinda, these companies suggest that you keep a diary and prepare at least 10 years in advance. That's right, the idea is to record every interaction with someone close to you that by the time they die, you can essentially resurrect them through a digital AI that speaks just like them. So the question is, would you resurrect a dead loved one?
Is that something you would do? I can't see it being too long before people start doing that. Like, why wouldn't they?
History of the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo with, get this, man-made meteors. A company called Starail is planning something called the Sky Canvas Project to, quote, paint the night sky with shooting stars. The so-called meteors will actually be hundreds of small multicolored pellets released by microsatellites, which the company will start launching as soon as next year. The pellets are designed to ignite, clear, and bright as they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Think of it as like a light show, but on a cosmic scale. The display comes with an expensive price tag, however. Each microsatellite costs over $100,000. Shooting stars run about $8,000.
All that shows me is that that could already be happening. For example, hurricanes, natural disasters, those all could be pre-made by man who are paying that kind of price, but in return what they're doing is buying up all the land. And it's a bit like the other one. That's how they could be doing kind of resets. Strange. Very strange.
What happened? The table just moved. Well, the table just moved. Hell no!
Nah, I'm not even buying that. One, the way they was pulling on the leg was like in a diagonal of that way. Now, you imagine if you're getting pulled by a duppy, they'll be pulling you down. Like, what are they, up in the sky or something? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, that.
Diddy's 1,000 bottle of baby oil is not baby oil. It's drugs, and I'm about to prove it to you. But first, listen to what Diddy's ex-boyfriend says about him.
The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs along in the United States. They move, you need to report DEA. They move all the dope, okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by customs, by DEA, inside the United States, okay? They move what's called high-grade powder, MDMA. They move cocaine, and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself, having Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time.
This guy's name is Jonathan Oddie, and considering everything he just said, I'm having a lot of doubts that this is actually baby oil. Could this be the liquid cocaine that Jonathan is actually talking about? Anyways, what do you think?
That could be true, you know. It's a good theory because we know that there was a lot of drugs at the Diddy parties, and you're not talking about no weed, no green stuff. You're talking about them explicit ones. So where's that coming from? Was he making money from that as well? Interesting.
What exactly happened there?
It was like Bella Thorne's party, and like didn't feel right. And then there was a bunch of rules you had to do to get in the party, like no phone, sign a contract. But then they wanted to prick your blood for you to get in.
Do you believe certain people in Hollywood are kind of selling their souls almost?
I would say people work with the devil for sure, whether they know it or not. Not everybody knows it, but when you use the word like sell your soul, that sounds like you can't never get it back. It's never too late to repent and get back right.
Have you ever been in a position where someone's told you to sign your name? It's a scary one. I have before and I didn't sign. I won't go into too much details, but it was a scary one and I didn't sign. The mask, I told you about the mask, you know. We've done a few videos on that. Anyone can get a mask now for under £1,000. Don't know about the quality, but once you put that mask on, you're someone else. You can commit a crime and they will never know who it is. I suppose a lot of crimes are committed like that. I did see a few bank heists in London that was done like that. And I think they did catch them in the end. But boy, for them kind of monies there, it's like a whole new ID. It makes you think about all the famous people that have actually died and then could be still walking around. I've seen one with Michael Jackson before. Dave. But you don't know about that one.
Estoy paseando acá por Venecia y miren lo que encuentro. Símbolo Illuminati, ¿qué es esto? ¿Qué onda con eso? Y no hay nadie. No hay nadie sacando fotos. ¿Qué onda con estos Illuminati en Venecia, Mira esto. Eso. El ojo que todo lo ve. Acá. En Venecia. Descaradamente. Los Illuminati.
Anybody out there knows Spanish? Let me know in the comment section what this dude's saying.
Here we are at the Transcending Satanic Monument in front of the Scientology building in Detroit. Here's an aerial view of it. You can see the sacred geometry, which is meant to work as a sort of sigil to condense energy, and this is a portal.
Bro, look, I mean, to the extent of what it's even saying.
Okay.
Like even just the names, entry stones. But look right here, we can bring birth. We can bring to birth a new world.
And right here, the transporters.
Yeah.
It looks like there's souls trapped inside these rocks. Oh, my feet are burning just standing in this circle right here. You guys, this is no joke. I'm not even kidding right now. This place is dark. Are your feet burning?
Yeah, but it's like 91 degrees out.
This is a representation of hell and the souls that are being trapped by this demonic culture that we're living in, you know? Like the culture that we live in hides this symbology, hides these demonic rituals and practices and symbols all around our states and countries, and this is just dark.
I'm gonna stand in the middle with my shoes off.
I don't know if I'd do it.
Whoa.
The Cunha Tunnel is basically everything anybody ever says on a phone, on a computer. Those guys are down there and they're listening to everything. And there's one spot in there that this lieutenant was telling us about that he worked in, and it was called Otherworldly Communications. And I'm like, what? He's like, there's only 8 of us. No one enlisted, just officers. We're all linguists, and we just listen all day to otherworldly communications. Come on now. If we're talking about aliens, who can communicate with an alien? And he said that we have been doing this for a very long time, that we're already traveling in space. And I remember seeing them coming down. They were wearing like black uniforms. Only thing on their sleeve was a blue circle with a red pointer coming up the top on the left arm. We were told they were space program guys. This is 2007. A space program? What the hell is a space program? They were already in space and on the moon. And there is a dialect, and we do have linguists that understand the dialect. So then, 2 weeks later, a couple of guys I knew that worked in the Cunha Tunnel, I pulled aside and I said, listen, man, that lieutenant said there's a place called Otherworldly Communications. And they said, there is, man. We can't even go in the hallway over there. And then you find out why we're in Iraq. Because there's some artifacts that we have to get out of Iraq. We went to Iraq because we wanted to plunder some kind of artifacts they were looking for. He confirmed this. They said that there were some artifacts from, God, who knows how long ago, that were extremely important, and they were from other civilizations that came to Earth and started the whole program. Whole program. And one of the officers said that this is our 4th civilization on Earth that has been this far or even further along than we are. Let's just hope we make it. What does that mean? Hope we make it? Is someone going to take us all out? And he indicated with his eyes that, yeah, we could be taken out if we do it wrong.
What do you think, guys? Do the current government have the ability to monitor outer world languages? Bit of a weird one to me.
Do you know people can age at different speeds, even if they're the same age? It's true, your real age isn't just the number of birthdays you've had. It's actually controlled by something called telomeres. These are like little caps at the ends of your DNA, and they decide how long your cells can keep dividing. Every time your cells divide, your telomeres get shorter. When they get too short, the cells stop dividing. That's when signs of aging, like wrinkles or gray hair, start to show up. But here's the big question. What makes telomeres shrink faster? Nobel Prize winner, Professor Elizabeth Blackburn, discovered that stress plays a huge role. She studied mothers under long periods of stress and found that those with more stress had shorter telomeres, making them age faster. But some mothers didn't age as quickly. Why? Their positive attitude helped protect their telomeres. So what's the secret to aging slower? A positive mindset. Stress can speed up aging, but staying positive can help keep your telomeres long and keep you younger for longer.
Now that's interesting. Stress being the factor of what makes you grow older. I think that's like common sense, isn't it? But at the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been through a lot of stress and they're still alive in their 80s and 90s. And there's people who've had no stress and they die at 40 and 50. What do you guys think? That's the end of the episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a creepy and scary one. There was a few things in there that rattled my brain and provoked my thoughts. So let me know in the comments what you think. And apart from that, have a great day and I'll speak to you soon.